So on here we talk about faith, food, and family, and in everything, how to live a practical Christian life. And now I'm a mom of two lovely, beautiful, adorable children, and whew, a lot has happened in the past 1 year. I think more than, because my second child is about going to one, right? So in the past 2 years, a lot of things, a lot of experiences, a whole lot, like life has been actually happening. But I felt like it was right time for me to come here and tell you about my journey in motherhood. So my first child will be clocking for March, so he's 3+, and my second is 1 year. And when I see parents doing this motherhood thing, I used to think, it should be easy now, but actually it's not easy, from the various challenges, their health, whether they come up with the flu, how the position of my heart is, and all that, even the normal day-to-day caring for these children, knowing fully well that you're just a caretaker, that God has given you the opportunity, giving me the opportunity to take care of these children. It's a whole lot of responsibility, I can say that. A lot of times I actually find myself being disturbed about whether I'm doing it right or not. I keep asking myself, am I doing this right? Am I caring enough for these children? Am I giving them what they ought to know at every point of their life? And I feel like all mothers can actually relate to this. I remember that there are a couple of times when my son, he will behave in a not so good way, and I would want to react, and I'm thinking, this reaction, like sometimes I don't even think about it before I react. Where is this coming from? Because at the end of the day, I'm like, should I have done it? Not to his face. I'll just be thinking like, am I supposed to have done that? Am I supposed to have? So basically, I don't want to raise my child the way my parents raised me. Not that I'm not good, but I feel like every mother will want their children to do better than how they did. And if my parents are watching this, it's not like they didn't raise me well enough, but I feel they would want me to raise my children better than they did. So when I was growing up, if you misbehave, if you do anyhow, you see anyhow, and all that, and the cane was very present, and the fear of your parents, the beginning of wisdom, those kind of things, and the instilling of fear, the fear that if you do the, like, I think the way my parents actually raised me and my siblings is just that feeling of fear. Like, if you don't want to do this, it's not because, even though you don't know it's right, part of the reason why you don't want to do it is because you're afraid of what might happen. And I feel so it's actually worked in some way, but it didn't work completely, because I feel like it actually made me to start always feel like I'm always second guessing myself when I want to take a decision. I'm always scared. I'm always like, are you sure I'm supposed to do that? What are the repercussions like? So I feel like that's actually the negative part of how my parents raised me, and I would not want to raise my children that way. How can I raise these kids not to be like me in that way? I realized that I can't do it alone. Like, if I don't have the equipment, I would not be able to pass on what I really want to pass on. So I got to realize, in fact, that's part of the reason why I was able to make this video. I started trying to read. I got a book like 2 years ago, I kid you not, I've not even opened it. So I started reading to know how to react with my son, who is becoming a little boy. Like, I feel he knows a lot of things, and when I want to talk to him, I need to be informed properly on how I can actually talk to him. So I feel like, personally, if you are actually struggling with this, there is no harm in listening to people that have done a lot of research concerning these things. There are a lot of people online now. There are people that you can pay to join their conferences or their platforms, where they have wealth of knowledge on how to tackle this. Now, I'm not saying you should go hook, line, and sinker and take everything they have to offer. What I'm saying is that at least with those kind of information you're getting, you'll be well informed as to how best is the possible way to handle your kids, and bear in mind that every kid is different, every child is different. Yeah. Then also, I feel as a parent, if you the way you react to your children is actually a reflection of who you are personally. So I think another thing that can help is to always seek to improving yourself. And when I mean yourself, I mean your character, your person, not the physical, like your person, right? When you're always seeking to improve your person, it's going to affect or reflect in your children. You understand? Like, always seek out what you can do better in your life, habitually, or even in your life. Like, seek out how you can improve your character better. And as you're seeking to make yourself better, you are actually indirectly training your kids to be better. Seek to always be better. Always try to improve yourself. Don't allow this year to pass without having something that you have improved on in yourself. Because when you are improving yourself, I'm not talking about your career, I'm talking about your character. You know, when you've improved yourself, when you are improving yourself, you are indirectly enabling a better environment for your kids to learn from, and they are seeing you, you know, they see us, and it's how we react, that's how they are going to react. So seek to always improve yourself. So finally, it's the God factor. You cannot do this without God, you know. And something that have been coming to me is seeking to teach my children the word of God. That's very basic. Like, seeking to ensure that you put the word of God in their heart. Like, you deliberately do it as children of God. Like, the first person you have the opportunity to preach Christ to is your children. And you're doing this because it's your assignment. Like, I know the Bible says that we should go into the world and preach the gospel, but your children these are the first set of people that your assignment should be on. Like, teach them the word of God. Let the word of God not depart from their heart. Teach them the word of God. Create time to teach the word of God, because these children, they learn. I can remember that we just started speaking our local dialect in the house, and you can see my 3-year-old asking us what's this in the language and what's that. So it's not even only about teaching them what the word of God says. It's make sure that they know, like, even if it's to cram, let it be in their memory, because these words have a way of helping their lives, helping their character, building the real character of Christ in them. So I just want to encourage you all. I said a lot of things, but one thing is always seek to improve yourself. Always make sure that you are among gathering of people that are actually seeking to improve themselves, you know. Character-wise as a person, try to improve yourself as a person, character-wise, and look out for books, look out for conferences that you can go. There are a lot of online conferences. And finally, seek to always teach them the word of God. You can do that in the morning, but I personally like the night time, because that's the time where I'm not in a rush to teach these children while they're about to sleep. Just teach them the word of God. Teach them. You can pray in the morning, read the word of God, but in the night time, before they go to bed, try to make sure that they get the word of God, they recite the word of God and fill their minds with the word of God. And I feel personally these are what have been helping me. Some of these things I just started, and I can see great change. So I want you all to join me in this journey also, because it's going to be an amazing one. Raising children for the Lord in this day and age has to be really very intentional. So thank you very much once again. Bye.